I think, therefore I am. Do you ever wonder how you're sometimes able to remember some minute details of your childhood? Like the color of your first instrument, or the name of your favorite doll, and even the features of the toy car your father gifted you when you were 8. Isn't it amusing that you even remember your best mate's name from class 1? Hi, you all. I am Shonali Bhatt, clinical psychologist, and today in this video we are going to know some new and interesting things that how our memory is made and how we can actually improve it. To go further, let us first understand what memory is. Memory is the means by which we draw on our past experiences in order to use this information in the present. Memory is the chain that connects our past to our present. Now coming to how our memory is stored. So basically it is stored in two ways, that is implicit memory and explicit memory. Implicit memory. It is the information that we grasp effortlessly. And once this memory is made, it is stored. And whenever we try to remember it, we remember it without much of an effort. It is the information we remember unconsciously. For example, walking, talking, or even riding a bicycle. Now coming to explicit memory. It is the one made of experience and the facts that we study. For example, our general knowledge or the basic facts that we know. Explicit memory needs continuous work to remember, that is, conscious work. Now that you know how a memory is made and how it is stored, let us know about how to access that memory. You will find it very admirable that our whole examination system runs on these very three ways. These are recognition, recall, and relearning. To make this more clear, let me ask you a simple question. Do you know who he is? Or him? If you got their names correctly, then congratulations! You have just accessed your stored memory through the process of recognition. Let us zoom in more on recognition. It is a measure of memory in which the person needs to identify item which he has previously learned. Basically, take example for multiple choice questions, in which we have been given various options and from those options we need to recognize the correct one. As we can see in this question, option D is the correct one. Let us take one more for instance. Which one of these gentlemen is our Prime Minister? And if this time too you have got the answer correctly, then much applause to you. You have used the ability to recognize well. Now our next process is recall. It is the process by which we try to remember what we have learned. Or we can say that it is a measure of memory in which the person must retrieve the information. Take this for example. Dash is the capital of Uttarakhand. Here we automatically will say Dehradun. It shows that this time we have accessed our stored memory through the process of recall. Our last process is relearning. It is a measure of memory that accesses the amount of time saved when learning material again. In simple words, it is the time we invest on refreshing or reinforcing our previously stored memory. A very good example of this is when we study for our examination. Now let us discuss some really amazing ways for improving our memory. Here, the first place goes to mnemonics. There are some actually better examples. The first one, few of them would know, yes, that's right, automated teller machine of ATM. Then comes the VibGure. It is a popular mnemonic device used for memorizing the traditional optical spectrum, that is, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, and red. One fun fact to note here is VibGure may refer to Roy Gibb, its exact reverse, which is the sequence of hues commonly described as making up a rainbow. The third one is the STD. STD is used for subscriber truck dialing. I bet few of you must know it. The fourth one is actually used for memorizing the planets of a solar system. If you look closely, they make the same consonant sound as the name of our planets. That is, Mi for Mercury, Very's V for Venus, Easy's E for Earth, Method's M for Mars, Just for Jupiter, Speed for Saturn, Up for Uranus. Naming is for Neptune, and lastly, planets for Pluto, though it doesn't fulfill the modern definition of a planet. Next one I found very interesting, as we often find it difficult to memorize figures. So this mnemonic is actually the value of pi. The number of alphabets in each word are the first 7 digits of the calculated pi. Our second effective way is of chunking. Chunking is a process by which individual pieces of an information set are broken down and then grouped together into something meaningful. Here, for example, space typically refers to the void that exists between celestial objects, whereas universe refers to all celestial objects as well as space. In chunking, we divide this into multiple sentences. The example of chunking is the same trick we teach our mind to memorize a phone number. Like we divide the phone number into the group of 2s or 3s. Like, take a random number. Here, it is a random number. 18, 79, 64, 1590. We will memorize it by taking two numbers at once, like 18, 79, 64, 15 and 90. It makes it more easy that way. Next comes the method of deep processing. It is a cognitive processing of a stimulus that focuses on its meaningful properties rather than its perceptual characteristics. To make it more simple, in this process we go to a deeper understanding of a topic, word, etc. Take for instance, if you know the meaning of every word in a certain definition, that way you'll have a better understanding of that definition, which would further help you to memorize it for a comparatively longer period rather than just cramming it. I think I have made myself very clear here. Last but not the least, we have connecting and relating. As the name itself suggests, if we try to memorize something, our brain sometimes make an attempt to link it with the nearest possible thing. For example, you remember every small detail about your educational space trip because you enjoyed it. And you'll easily be able to write about space because you had an experience regarding that through your educational trip. That's why some people prefer to study in a group rather than studying alone. That's all for this video. Thank you. I hope this video was informative and helped you have a deeper knowledge about enhancing memory efficiency. Thanks for watching.